How y'all doing?
Hey, yo.
How y'all doing? You know, we keeping it organic. Me and my little chocolate Easter bunny. Babe, stop playing. Babe, you know I'm sensitive, babe. We about to get in a lick. This her car. She probably put. She just came for to pick me up.
Something like, not too crazy.
She from Philly, so you know she crazy. She toxic. She might stab.
Toxic.
You might stab me in my sleep.
I'm not
You
toxic.
told me if I take my hands off, you gonna beat me up.
Because I'm good with my hands.
I ain't on no trouble. I love y'all. Y'all have a beautiful day.
Kevin Gates being dragged into this entire mess is honestly crazy because now he's out here talking about how Ashlee Jenae was toxic and crazy, and he even claims Ashlee told him if he takes his hands off her, she's gonna rough him up. Then Ashlee laughs and confirms it, saying, "'Cause I'm good with my hands." Okay, and he also said that the Lamborghini in the video belonged to Ashlee. And to a lot of people, that doesn't make sense at all, because to them, the fact that her family now needs a GoFundMe to cover basic expenses proves that those high-ticket assets, the cars, the expensive designer items she always posted, the villas, and the jewelry, were never actually her property. Because you can't be Lamborghini rich on Monday and GoFundMe broke on Tuesday, unless the wealth was never yours to begin with. And people are saying that showing off $20,000 Chanel every other week and then needing a GoFund for funeral expenses is actually diabolical. So was she really just living a fake life? And look, I know Kevin Gates was probably joking when he said those things in the video, but people are convinced it's not that simple, especially with everything we've been learning about Ashlee Jenae lately. Because news reaching me is that she allegedly had a second Instagram page dedicated to her being a stripper and an escort that was taken down. And from what I've heard, people believe her family may have been the one who deleted that second account. But I've also seen people saying they can confirm Ashlee was a bottle girl at Dare South in Miami, Florida, where she possibly met some of her alleged clients. Now, before some of y'all get it twisted, I'm not saying whatever happened to Ashlee is justified, because she deserves justice, and her family deserves to know exactly what happened to their daughter in Zanzibar. But that also doesn't mean we're not going to cover the questions people have, because every day something new pops up about this case, and it gets crazier by the minute. And honestly, I knew it was only a matter of time before people who knew Ashlee Jenae came out of the woodwork. But honey, I was not prepared for what they were about to expose, because there have been multiple people from Miami saying they know Ashlee was living a fake life. And one person who claimed to have first-hand information wrote this. No one's saying it, so I'll say it. Ashlee may be an influencer now, but everyone in Miami knows she was a stripper. Joe met her at a party she was literally working the pole at. She danced in his section, and ever since then, they've been traveling around the world fighting in luxury hotels for the last year and a half. This wasn't even the first time they got engaged, it was the second. It's also not the first time police were called to break up one of their fights. He is currently the subject of a financial crime investigation. He was taking profits from investments that were actually at a loss for years and got caught. He's rich, janky, older, has a massive power imbalance with her, and in my opinion, picked her because of that. Who knows what happened that night? May she rest in peace and may her family find the truth. But this was 100% a very openly sugar baby on steroids situation. Source, I know them personally and we have many mutual friends. And honestly, that alone gives me so many questions, because if she started as a dancer in Miami and met Joe while working the pole, it changes her entire platform. Because we know Ashlee was a major face in the divestment community, which is basically a group of black women who advocate for dating outside their race to find a better life. And on paper, it's just self-improvement and intentional dating. And being a divest does not automatically mean you're an escort, because most of these women are just looking for a husband who won't stress them out. However, when it comes to Ashlee, people are saying that wasn't really the case, because she was constantly showcasing an ultra-luxury lifestyle, with designer bags, high-end travel, and 5-star everything. But people couldn't figure out where the 9-to-5 or business revenue was coming from to support it. Because there isn't a single brand promo or product deal on her page. And in the influencer world, if the brand deals don't match the Birkins, people start asking questions. So now people are saying her relationship with Joe was strictly transactional. And apparently, the reason we aren't seeing much of her old life is because there was another Instagram account belonging to Ashlee that was deleted. And according to gossip circles, that page is where she posted much more explicit content. The kind of content that leans more toward high-end sugar baby business than just intentional dating. And on top of that, guys, on Reddit, we're talking about deleted profiles on certain sugar sites and screenshots floating around forums that allegedly linked her to professional night services. And while some fans defended her, saying she was just practicing what she preached by dating wealthy men, others feel the line between intentional dating and pay-for-play got way too blurry. And this brings up another major question. How involved was her family in Ashlee's business? Because the fact that accounts are allegedly being scrubbed by the family means they got access to her profiles, and it's natural to wonder if they have the keys to her bank accounts too, because Ashlee was a soft life ambassador, and even if some of that was sponsored or part of her dating lifestyle, she clearly had access to serious money. Yet her family launched a GoFundMe to raise $50,000 to bring her home and cover investigation costs. And on the surface, it looks like a grieving family just trying to survive. But people are asking why a woman who was supposedly marrying a millionaire and living a jet-set life would leave a family so financially strapped that they need crowdfunding for her repatriation. Because even if they didn't have access to her bank accounts, couldn't they have sold some of the luxury items Ashlee was posting online and easily made hundreds of thousands of dollars? Unless, of course, it was all fake. And just like people have been speculating, maybe Joe was merely one of her clients. And maybe that's why Joe McCann isn't lifting a finger. Because think about it, if they were truly in a committed, divested relationship heading toward marriage, a man of his supposed stature wouldn't hesitate to cover the costs of bringing her home or handling legal matters. So the fact he's been ghosting the financial side of this tragedy speaks volumes. And realistically, in the world of high-end companionship, once the service ends, the financial obligation usually ends too. And it also puts the family in a really awkward spot, because if they knew Joe was just a client, they couldn't exactly go to him demanding he pay for the funeral or investigation, because he has no legal or moral tie to them. Plus, insiders have said everyone in Miami knew Ashlee's history, so if the family has access to her accounts and deleting things, were they aware she was working as a sugar baby or escort this whole time? And does the family cleaning her social media suggest they're trying to preserve her reputation so the GoFundMe donations keep coming in? And I know people are going to ask why there would be an engagement if it wasn't real. Well, haven't y'all heard of content? Because we've seen people stage grand proposals for the gram, so it's possible that engagement was just for content. Plus, there's something called the GFE in these kinds of arrangements, the girlfriend experience, where the client pays for the illusion of a real relationship, and the proposal trip is basically the peak version of that, because it gives the influencer the content she needs to keep her brand alive, and it gives the client the status of being the millionaire provider. And apparently, that video where Kevin Gates repeatedly called Ashlee toxic and crazy is what convinced a lot of people that Ashlee was not as innocent as she's been portrayed online, and that she may have been living a fake life. Because in the video, Kevin Gates points at the tan Lamborghini and says this is her car. And now people are saying influencers and high-end escorts often rent supercars for the weekend to create content that makes them look richer than they really are. So if the car belonged to a client or was rented, then claiming it was hers would be a move to boost her status as a successful divested woman. Honestly, this entire case is confusing, and until the family gets to Tanzania and gets real answers, all we can do is speculate. But I'm just saying, two things can be true at the same time. So do you think Ashlee was faking her lifestyle? And what are your thoughts on this case so far? Sound off in the comment section below.